Hello, my wonderful friends, and welcome back to TinyNest Stories. Are you ready for a magical adventure? Today, we are journeying to a faraway kingdom to hear the story of a king who learned a very important lesson. Let's get cozy and begin. Once upon a time, in a beautiful kingdom filled with sunshine and flowers, there lived a rich and powerful king named Midas. He had everything a king could ever want: a magnificent palace, sprawling gardens, and chests overflowing with sparkling treasures. But despite all his wealth, King Midas was never satisfied. He always wanted more. Every single morning, he would walk through his garden, look at the beautiful red roses and green trees, and sigh, "I wish everything I touched would turn into pure, shimmering gold." He dreamt of it day and night. One sunny morning, as the first rays of light danced across his room, a magical fairy suddenly appeared before him in a shower of sparkling dust. She had shimmering wings and a kind, gentle smile. "King Midas," she said, her voice like wind chimes, "I have heard your wish. From this moment on, everything you touch will turn to gold." King Midas's eyes widened with excitement. He could hardly believe his ears. "Really? Is it true?" he asked. The fairy simply nodded and vanished as quickly as she had appeared. Overjoyed, King Midas immediately put his new power to the test. He reached out and gently touched a lovely red rose blooming in a vase. Instantly, its soft petals hardened and turned into gleaming, solid gold. He laughed with delight. He ran through his palace, touching everything in sight. He touched a chair, and poof, a golden chair. He touched the grand stone walls, and zap, they shone like the sun itself. He danced around his golden palace, shouting, "I am the richest man in the world! Hooray!" He felt like the luckiest king who ever lived. But his happiness didn't last for long. Soon, it was time for breakfast. He sat down at his grand table, his stomach rumbling with hunger. He reached for a warm slice of bread, but the moment his fingers touched it, the bread turned into a hard, inedible lump of gold. He tried to pick up a juicy apple, but it too became a heavy, golden fruit. Thirsty, he lifted his cup of water to his lips, but the water transformed into solid gold before he could take a single sip. He was surrounded by riches, yet he couldn't eat or drink. A worried frown began to crease his brow. Still, King Midas tried to comfort himself. "It doesn't matter," he thought. "At least I still have my precious daughter, the light of my life." Just then, his wonderful little girl came running into the room, her arms wide open for a morning hug. "Daddy!" she called out happily. King Midas rushed to embrace her, completely forgetting about his curse. The very second he wrapped his arms around her, his sweet, laughing daughter turned into a cold, silent, golden statue. The king's joyful smile vanished instantly. His heart shattered into a million pieces. He fell to his knees, his eyes filling with tears that rolled down his cheeks. He hugged the golden statue, but there was no warmth, no life. "Oh no!" he sobbed, his voice trembling. "What have I done? My greed, my foolish greed, has taken away the only thing I truly love." He cried and cried, his heart aching with regret. All the gold in the world meant nothing to him now. Just then, the kind fairy appeared before him again. She looked at the crying king and the golden statue of his daughter with a sad expression. Softly, she asked, "King Midas, Do you now understand your mistake? Have you learned what true treasure is? Was his head bowed low in shame? The king whispered, "Yes, I have. I was a fool. Please, I beg you, take away this horrible golden touch. I don't want any more riches. I just want my daughter back. I want to hold her and hear her laugh again." Seeing the true remorse in his heart, the fairy smiled kindly. "Your wish is granted, for you have learned your lesson," she said. "Go to the river at the edge of your kingdom and wash your hands in its clear, flowing water. The spell will be broken, and everything will return to how it was." Without a moment's hesitation, King Midas ran as fast as he could to the river. He plunged his hands into the cool, refreshing water, washing away the curse. He hurried back to the palace, his heart pounding with hope. He gently reached out and touched his daughter's golden hand. Instantly, warmth returned to her skin, her rosy cheeks reappeared, and she blinked her eyes open. "Daddy," she said, smiling as if waking from a dream. King Midas pulled her into the biggest hug ever, weeping with pure joy and relief. From that day forward, King Midas was a changed man. He understood that love, kindness, and the simple joys of life were the greatest treasures of all. His palace was no longer made of gold, but his heart surely was. And that, my little friends, is the story of King Midas. Remember, the best things in life aren't things at all. They are the people we love and the kindness we share. If you enjoyed our story today, please give this video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to TinyNest Stories and tap the little bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Thanks for listening, and see you soon. Bye-bye.